down here in the, I think it's down here in the bottom right for you, but no, we're we're live. Guys, welcome back to the Grit Gym Show. This is Felicia Baker. Felicia is she's a Highland Games competitor. She's a world record holder in the hammer throw, right?
Yes. Yes.
And this is pretty cool, but she actually deadlifts 2 times her body weight at 150 pounds. Kind of put it out there for that. But she definitely lifts like a girl. She's a boss bitch. She's the kind of person that we want to have on the Grit Gym Show. You guys go over to her Instagram and follow her right away because it's awesome. Anyway, I'm really excited to have you on, talk about some lifting stuff, especially from the female side of the scenario. Introduce yourself. Try a little bit.
Yes, I'm Felicia. I'm 31 years old from San Diego, California. And I started lifting about 6 years ago, and it's completely changed my life after I had my daughter. I have a little girl named Jordan who will be 7 next month. And at my previous gym, I went to an event where the men were throwing Highland Games at a local park in my hometown. And I saw that women were doing this as well, and I was super intrigued, and I was like, well, I'm getting strong. I wonder if I could do something like this. So from then on out, it was like, boom, I'm addicted. I'm into it 100%. I'm traveling the world. I'm meeting new people. I mean, my whole world was opened up pretty much.
What year was that? Like, so you started lifting 6 years ago, and when did you get into the Highland Games?
2013.
2013, so pretty close after you started lifting. And what, like, can you just give some of the event? Like, you don't have to explain all the Highland Games, but kind of like what it is. Some of the people won't know what that is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and they're surprised, but it's really like a strongman mixed with field event. A lot of college throwers or people who threw in high school or have a throwing background, they do really well in Highland Games because they're kind of already ahead of the game because they threw in college and they have those habits already under their belt. We do 2 different stone throws, which is a Braemar stone with the heavier stone and then an open stone. We do the caber toss, which is like the giant tree trunk you throw. We do weight over ball.
I think that's what everybody thinks Highland Games is. It's just like, oh, you wear a skirt and you do this.
Yeah, but don't you dare call it a skirt because it's a kill. But so we also have 2 different hammer throws, which is a heavy hammer and a light hammer. We also do 2 different weights we throw for distance, a light and a heavy. And we also do sheep toss, which is a 10-pound sheep bag that we stab with a pitchfork and we throw it up over a bar that we just keep raising and raising and raising until you get out. So that's the funniest one. Yeah, that's kind of like Highland Games in a bubble. I mean, there's 9 events, and every single event is so technical. And I know for people who don't necessarily throw, they don't understand, but it takes so much time and effort to learn these events, and it really puts you in your place because you can't just strong arm a weight. You can't just walk into you can't be like, I deadlift 400 pounds, I'm going to hop in a trig and break world records. It's not going to work. So it's a constant battle, and no joke, like I will leave practice feeling so shitty and may cry on the way home because at one point I was really good at an event and practice that week, it's not that good, but it's something we just hope to keep practicing and getting better at so that when you show up on game day, you can perform.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like anytime that you start something new, that's one of the things I try to get across in the show is like anytime you try something new, like exercise, strength, you're gonna suck at it, and eventually you keep going, and then you suck less, and eventually you suck so much less that you're almost good, and then you're good, and then if you keep going, you might be great, and if you keep going from that, you know, it's the progression of anything, right?
Definitely, and I think that's where grit comes in.
Yeah.
Because you really have to go through the suck zone and just keep getting the reps in before you can succeed. I mean, it's an ongoing battle, and I don't think a lot of people stick with it when they start because it's hard to get implements. It's hard to travel with implements. It's hard to find like people who are doing this. So when you find a group like our little team, I mean, we just stick it out. Even when it's raining or there's only 2 of us on the field practicing, if you really want it and you want to get better, you have to get the reps in.
Yeah, that's what I actually really like about all the people that I follow that do Highland Games. It's they're competing against each other, but it's like they're roommates. They're just like all it just seems like they're all buddies. Like it seems like a really nice community where they're like instead of like I'm gonna put you down to try to get myself higher. It's like, oh well, yeah, if you throw really good today, great. If I throw really good today, great.
Right.
It's kind of interesting.
The community is so big and so helpful. I think that's why we're expanding as much as we are, because there's so many people willing to help. And I'm really in this place right now where when I'm old and can't throw anymore, I hope there's 10 times, 100 times more women who are involved in throwing. So right now, I really want to try to reach out to as many women as possible. And I don't care if you're in New York or you're in San Francisco. I want to try to get you in touch with other throwers so we can somewhat build the community. Because at the end of the day, we all kind of come together at different competitions throughout the world.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from the social media side of things. Like it definitely looks like that. Like really throwing. It looks like just this kind of like jock thing where it's like, oh, what would be the point in being able to throw a stone a long way? But it's extremely like the way that your body moves to be able to throw something is how we move just in general. It encompasses all of the movement patterns. So it's actually a really good thing for your body to do.
Right, and it keeps people athletic. I mean, I played softball for 10 years of my life, but as you become an adult, if you're not a professional athlete, you don't have a whole lot of options of what you can do competitively once you get older. So, I mean, yeah, you can go to the gym and that's fun. But for me, growing up being an athlete, it excites me to really work my ass off and get on the field and try to beat people. And yes, we are friends and we are family, but I'm super competitive. I don't want to lose. So when I'm practicing throwing, I'm trying to be the best that I can because I know there's only a certain number of years in my life where I get to be that hardcore with throwing or lifting. I mean, when I'm 50 years old, I'm probably not going to be deadlifting 320 pounds like I can right now.
I hope you are. I really hope you are. That'd be sweet.
Me too. But, I mean, just being realistic. I mean, I think just looking at your gym and what you guys do, I feel like we have a very similar coaching status, even though I'm not a coach, but my fiance is, and I live in his world so much. And you guys really take people of all ages, all sizes, and get them their form right, and you get them strong, and that's the key. Literally, that's the key.
Yeah, totally is. That's one of those things. Like when I first started doing this, it was just like, who do you want to work with? And I was like, well, I want to work with the people who want to work. You know, like I don't care if they're 60, I don't care if they're 300 pounds, I don't care. Like let's get better. And when social media came around, I was like, so many people just put all the highlight reels on social media. It's like, no, put all the shit on there, put everything on there. The world needs that inspiration. Yeah.
But like I think is this like microwave mentality that social media and a lot of us have these days. It's like, oh, you see something cool on social media or you see somebody doing CrossFit and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna lift all the weight and I'm gonna do all the kipping pull-ups. But then at the end of the day, you're hurt or you can't go train the next day because you're so sore. So it's really finding a sustainable lifting program that you can go to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week if you want and succeed, you know?
Right. Yeah. Like on some level, like I'm with you. Like when I got done with sports, it was like, what am I going to do now? Like I like to compete. I want the product. I want the championship. I want the win, you know? But I really fallen in love with the process of just being strong and healthy and doing all this stuff. I was always looking for something, so it's completely changed. But I think I don't know, you can tell me if you agree or disagree on this, but I think you kind of need both. You need something to work for, and you should need to want to focus on that process of just getting better every day. I don't know, there's something to that.
I agree. I think that it really helps you push and have something to look forward to when you have a goal. So rather your goal be to do your first pull-up or deadlift 200 pounds or go do a marathon with your kids, you know, someday. I think it's just great to have.
Awful. Why you even say that? That sounds awful. I don't want to do that.
Okay, I don't run, but a lot of people do. So in general, I mean, not that everybody.
No, I know.
But teach their own.
I don't know how people do it, but yeah, they do. I just be like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's too boring for me. But what got you into lifting in the first place? I mean, was it softball? Was it health? Was it like a former fat kid? What was the deal?
No, so honestly, having my daughter. I had my daughter
Really?
in May 2011, and 11 months later, I just really wanted to get back in shape, and so I started going to a gym and learning how. It was a kettlebell gym, so I was
Yeah.
learning how to swing a kettlebell, goblet squat a kettlebell. I had never touched a kettlebell before. So I was there for a while and I just became addicted. The movements, and I got stronger, and then I got more eager, and I saw my body transform. So at that point, it was really just me trying to get in shape after having a kid. Because, I mean, not that but your body completely is out of whack.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. When we do assessments on people after after childbirth, it's just even like we don't do it until they're cleared by the doctor. But even then, it's just like their core control. I mean, if you think about what just happened, this huge expansion just tore apart everything from the inside out, and then it disappeared. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny part is I was over 200 pounds. I mean, I'm almost 5'9", so I'm tall, but I was 207 pounds when I gave birth to my daughter. Mind you, I had 31 hours of labor and then had to have an emergency C-section. So they cut through everything when you have a C-section. I mean, you're completely having to rebuild from the ground up. So it took a while for me to be able to get out and start doing things again. I mean, walking was fine, but I couldn't do a lot of exercising until I was fully healed. So that was really the spark that got me to get back in the gym. But the funny part is, a lot of people always ask me, well, how much weight have you lost over the years? Like, you went to the gym when you weighed this much. How much? Well, when I stepped in the gym, I was 157 pounds. And today I'm 157 pounds. So I just took a lot of fat and turned it into muscle. So that's pretty much what happened.
How do your clothes feel? Does it fit?
Let's talk about clothes for a minute.
Okay.
It's so hard to find pants, shorts, things that fit when you have a butt from lifting weights. I'm determined to find a company that will fit everything properly. But clothes fit good. They fit a little awkward sometimes, but American Eagle, shout out to them, because they make really good clothes and things that fit a workout body very nicely. But yeah, your body changes completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. That's funny that you say that, because that was one of my things when I was when the skinny jean thing started happening. Like even if you didn't buy skinny jeans, like I was just trying to look for normal jeans. It's just like I remember being like, I haven't bought a pair of jeans in a few years. I like all mine are wearing out. So when I got them up to like mid thigh, and I was like, oh my God, like this is my size. There's no way that I could get these all the way on. And I was just like walked out. I was just like, I can't believe this. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of men have that issue too.
Right now they do. Like they didn't. I missed like the '90s when it was like these like big baggy pants. It was just like you just super roomy. You know, it was awesome.
The raver pants that were super wide and like hung down past their butts.
I wish those would have been sweet. No, I did not have those. I'm from Podunk, Iowa, so like a lot of that stuff probably didn't even make its way here.
Oh, true. You're in the sticks.
A little bit. But I asked you, like, we were talking through Instagram, and you said, I don't know what we're going to talk about, and I said fake butts and makeup. Any opinions on that? I knew I was going to bring it up at some point here.
I mean, I don't want to knock people for enhancing themselves to make them feel better, but I will be 100% honest. To me, I don't want to offend people, but it's not something that I'm passionate about, in the sense where I don't want to put myself out there and change everything, like between boobs, butt, Botox, all that stuff. Everybody can do what they want. But if you alter your entire performance, your entire look, I feel like that's not really being 100% real. And the whole fake butt thing, I don't even know where to start because I can't tell half the time. I mean, you go on social media and girls are posting butt pics all the time and they look amazing. I have no idea if they worked for the butt or they paid for the butt. But I mean, to each their own. It's just not something that I'm into. And I just went to the Arnold in Ohio. The Arnold.
How was it?
It was definitely a bucket list experience, and it was pretty amazing. I was super nervous to go because I was like, wow, I'm going to see all these people that I follow on Instagram and that I kind of talk with or acquaintance, you know, like, how's this going to be? Am I going to feel out of place? Honestly, it was really cool to see people in real life and just see how real life they look without all the Photoshop or filters. And a lot of people were super genuine and nice. And it's just nice to make those connections with people who are across the world and that you look up to and admire. But everybody looked very real life. So I think that's something important to remember, is that not everybody's going to be the same when you see them on Instagram or social media as when you see them in real life.
For sure. Yeah. I don't even know how they could be like you're seeing through a filtered lens and, you know, you're seeing their best angle. You know, it's very easy to create a highlight reel. We were talking about that before we came on the show. It's very easy to create a highlight reel of your life on Instagram and to not show all the other like kind of struggly type stuff. Like we were saying how there's being a mom and there's being a mom.
Yeah.
Like there's parenting your kid to become a wonderful human being, and then there's like all the other crap that you got to get done. You know, and you got to work, and you got to lift. Yeah.
Exactly. That's honestly my biggest struggle every day. Is, am I being a good mom? Can I do more? Do I let her play on the phone, the iPad? You know, it's really tough. And for me, background from when I was growing up, my mom and dad were very much into sports. And my mom and dad were both snowboarding before I even put a board on my feet. My mom can ride a half pipe. My mom was wakeboarding and trying 360s before I could even strap in and get myself up. So I've been around my parents being active my whole life. And I think because I grew up in that environment, I wanted to do those things as I got older. So including Jordan, my daughter, in as much things as we can, honestly. She goes to Highland Game.
Yeah, just like to interrupt you, like your example, I think, is like what you just said there. Like your parents were extremely extremely active, and you saw that, so you wanted to be that. Like I think you going to if you sacrificed your hour or whatever you put in at the gym for her to go do something that, you know, whatever, I think that would be a disservice to her and a disservice to you. But you going there makes her see like that's important. That's a priority. That's something that you need in your life. So I think you're really doing a service for her and being a great mom by doing that. I just wanted to say that before we.
Thank you. We're trying.
Nothing. Go for it.
I was going to say, it's funny because she's about to be 7, but she's my only kid. So every day is, am I doing it right? I mean, it's really just trial and error. So, I mean, we try to do our best and involve her in everything as much as possible. And like I was telling you, she just took her first jiu-jitsu class and she was kind of about it, but I think we might go back. But I really think it's involving kids as much as possible to be active and play outside. And I was such a tomboy when I was a kid. I was skateboarding with a bunch of boys.
No way. That surprises me so much. No way. No, I'm being sarcastic.
Such a tomboy. I mean, I was just telling my fiance Mike the other day, we were listening to Limp Bizkit. Don't hate, but I still really like Limp Bizkit. And I was like,
I'm with you.
I was telling my fiance, I was like, I stole my grandpa's blue Dickies and would wear them and skate around the neighborhood and pretending I was a Nookie girl from a freaking Fred Durst video. I don't know, just being active as a kid, it's really helped transform. And I played sports my entire life. So the fact that I can be active and compete now, it literally just helps me live on my athletic career as long as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I applaud you for putting her in jiu-jitsu, by the way. I just think wrestling and jiu-jitsu are just the greatest sport. I will regard the greatest sport probably forever. I don't know another sport that could be better than that. It teaches you so much about you and who you are. It's definitely like everybody thinks it's a sport and person it's not. It's you. And it really takes a lot of heart to do that. But it's a very emotionally taxing sport too. So so I hope she sticks. It's awesome.
Me too. I really just want her to learn discipline. I think that's really important at a young age, is how to self-defend herself and learning discipline. So I'm hoping that we can get her involved in some type of, karate or MMA or whichever that would kind of help with that, with her growing up.
Yeah, definitely. As far as that goes, like learning discipline and stuff, there's tons of like kind of little life lessons that come up in that sport. Like using your opponent's weaknesses against them and stuff like that, or like to kind of flow with their, I don't know, there's just little life lessons that come along with that. So I think that's a great sport for her to be in. I'm from Iowa, but I'm the only wrestler in my family. I'm really glad that I stuck with it, because there's certain things that I have that like they just don't understand. Like wrestlers just kind of understand each other.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's like a mutual respect. You went through hell and you lived. Yeah.
Do you do any wrestling or jiu-jitsu at your gym?
We don't. We wanted a mat for a really long time, and then we just got to a point where just the real estate was so expensive. Like the real estate at the gym, like if we were going to devote a mat, we would have to roll it up. We'd have to just have it out all the time, and so we decided not to do it. And arguably the best jiu-jitsu school in Iowa is in our backyard, so we would just tell people to go there.
Okay. Yeah, the gym I train out of, we've been there for a few months now. It's called Ironmongers. They actually have jiu-jitsu inside the gym.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
They have a mat that never gets put away, and they have a teacher, this coach Jessica, and she's just always there. She works with kids. It's amazing. But it is kind of cool to have the option, though, because a lot of the people who do jiu-jitsu there also lift.
Yeah.
So,
it would be cool. It'd be something that we might do in the future. I don't know. But for right now, we're just like so focused on getting stronger that we're just keeping it there. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Have you tried it?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not there, but I tried jiu-jitsu. I took 2 or 3 classes like years ago. And it was crazy. I rolled with grown men. And it's a great workout, and I would love to get more involved if I had a little bit more time, because for me, as a kid, when I was 10 years old, my dad's like, all right, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to box or I want to play football. And my dad's like, are you out of your mind? And I was like, no. So no joke, I really wish, and one thing I regret, I wish MMA for women was a lot bigger when I was younger, because I want to fight so bad. Like there's like, I'm not even kidding. I love it so much. I'm a huge UFC fan, but I wish I could fight, and I wish I had more experience when I was younger to kind of build it up, but I think that's past for me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're into the Highland Games far enough now that you've kind of found your community and what you're going to do. And that's a sport that really takes a ton of technique and a ton of a ton of dedication. So I applaud you for that, but it's pretty cool.
Thank you. You should try.
Yeah, I've thrown before. I haven't really. I haven't done the pitchfork or the caper.
Oh, the sheep. Okay. Yeah, those are hard. But I'm sure there's games in Iowa. There's games everywhere.
Yeah. I'll have to find that. I'll have to get a kilt made too.
Yes.
Well, we're coming up on time. Is there like any big thing big message that you want to get across to, especially like females or even males too, but as far as lifting goes, as far as health goes, any really big message?
I mean, really, especially for women, I think men have an easier time walking into a strength training gym and getting involved. But just as women, we all start somewhere. We're all struggling with something. We all have different body types. And I just think it's really important for women to feel the sense of strength and empowerment that comes with lifting. And even if you're not lifting really heavy, it's going to be life-changing. And lifting not only makes me more confident, but I feel like I'm a better employee at work. And I feel like I'm a better fiance to my man. I feel like I'm a better mom because I'm taking the time to lift and help. I mean, just with mental health as well. Life is so stressful. And the fact that you can throw your hands on a barbell and sling it around, or a kettlebell, and just get some of that aggression out, and then go home and cook your family dinner, or go on a date with your man, or do homework with your kid. It's just important to have your own little piece of happiness and empowerment as a woman. So really, that's the only thing that I would say is it's really changed my life, and I don't think I'll ever look back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And like you said, it's kind of scary for women to show up to like a powerlifting gym, like a gym like Grit Gym, or a gym like Ironmongers, or gym,
Right.
you know, like have you found that any gym that you've walked into that you've been met with anything that's not welcoming?
No, not
Or
really.
do you think the other way around? Like, what was it like for you to walk in? Was it like was it a real, like, irrational fear, or do you think it's gone well?
So when I walked into Ironmongers, I'm going to be 100% honest. This is a gangster ass powerlifting and strongman gym in my hometown. Like, graffiti on the walls, plates banging around everywhere. Every woman in there is pretty much stronger than me. Like, to be honest, everyone is so strong.
And you're pretty fucking strong, so that says something.
I've never been around so many people who are willing to help and coach and just say hi to you. Like, I mean, it's a great community, and I can't believe I didn't start with them sooner, but we're really happy with them. And, you know, that really builds a great community for men and women. When you feel like you step in somewhere, it's awkward. I missed a lift 2 weeks ago, and I cried on the way home because I was like, oh, like, I thought I could get it, but I couldn't. And I just felt like a failure. And my fiance's like, what are you talking about? Like, stop. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. This is the progress, and nobody in the gym is judging you. Everybody is just super supportive. And I think that's what everyone needs, because maybe you're not supported at home. At one point, I wasn't supported at home with my lifting. At one point, people around me were like, when are you going to stop lifting? When your arms get too big, your legs are too big, this and that. And it's like, wow, like, you don't feel supported. So it's nice to go somewhere where it's like your safe zone.
Yeah, where you're around the people that like, that's the thing. Like, would you, if you had an amount of success and you were in a circle and you told them that, and they hated on you for it, that's not a group that you want to belong to.
No.
You know, like, and that happens all the time. Like, if you all of a sudden made $1 million and walked up to your family and were like, yeah, I made $1 million, and they didn't cheer for you, and instead they were just like, well, why are you bragging about it? It's like, well, like, you suck. Like, it should be the other way around, it seems like, to me anyway.
Well, yeah, you really learn who your true friends are, and that's really important. And they say you're trimming the fat when you get rid of the people in your life that aren't supportive. And recently we went through some drama with an old gym, and we, you know, cut ties with a lot of people that weren't supportive. And honestly, it's the best thing in the world to move on from negative situations. And if somebody isn't being supported somewhere else, hopefully they can step in your gym and get that support so you can change their life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so that they can, I try not to take responsibility for me changing their life. Like this, like, I try to put it on them. Like I'll give you the keys. It's up to you what you do with them. That's
totally. But you are a coach, and you do change lives, and you have to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah, I take 100% of my responsibility as I possibly can, and then they have to take 100% responsibility for what they do too. So, like, I try to make that really clear up front. Yeah, definitely. And that's something I think you've done really well. Is like, you step in there and you go for it.
Trying.
Real quick, what are some of your totals? What are like what are you benching? What are you squatting? What are you deadlifting? What do you throw?
I mean, they're not very impressive, but my best deadlift is 320.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, that's really just.
No, I'm just saying, there's so many people that are doing crazy, amazing lifts, and they're super tiny. But 320 is my best deadlift. 215 is my best squat. Like 135 for 2 is my best bench.
Nice.
But last night we were training, and I was doing hang cleans at like 163.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's over half of your total deadlift. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I love Olympic lifting. It's super great and explosive for Highland games, so I work on that a lot. But yeah, I mean, I've done 8 pull-ups is the most I've ever done. I don't know, just some things. I try to stay well-rounded.
Do you have a time in your life where you couldn't do one chin-up?
Yeah. I was so freaking frustrated because I feel like that's still one of the best goals I've ever hit is doing one chin-up. Because it took literally from the time I started at a gym, I think it took me almost a year to get one dead hang pull-up. So yeah, that was one of the best accomplishments is getting one pull-up.
But like you downplay that now because you've got an 8, but at the time that was huge, and I hear that all the time. Like a lot of women will come into me and be like, "I just want to do it. This might sound silly. I don't know if it's possible, but I want to be able to do a chin up." And I'm like, "It's not silly. It's not. Then it's totally possible."
Right.
It's a kind of a fun thing when they pull it off.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, everybody should get a party every time they do their first pull up because it is damn hard. And especially if you're a giraffe like me with your long ass arms, it is super hard.
And you got a little junk in the trunk, and you got a lot to pull up. Yeah,
exactly. So
I think it's funny that you just called yourself a giraffe.
They are my favorite animal.
My significant other is 6 foot tall, and I like she's super rangy, like really, yeah. So and sometimes like when she runs, like it just like she'll go like 60 feet in like 2 steps. But so I call her a pterodactyl. But
so she's like a gazelle.
Yeah, she's just got these really long limbs. But well, we're just 3 minutes past, and I try to close these off at 1, but I never actually end up pulling it off. But Felicia, thanks for being here. This was awesome. You're fantastic. I told you before, but I really think like you're like what you put out there on social media definitely needs to see more eyes. Like I hope that you end up doing more of these kind of interviews. Hopefully you can come back on here again. By then, hopefully we get you some more viewers too. So what you're doing is awesome, and just being the example for your daughter and for like all the female lifters and the ones that haven't started lifting yet that are kind of thinking about it. Like I think that you're just an absolute great example for them.
Thank you, dude. That means a lot to me.
Yeah. But anyway, anything you want to leave everybody with before we jump off the broadcast?
Not a lot. Just thanks for listening to me, and hopefully y'all will come back and we'll all be able to have an interview again soon. But yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, oh wait, where can they follow you? I almost forgot.
They can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Just Facebook is Felicia Baker, and Instagram is Felicia. You can just search Felicia Baker, or Felicia N Baker is my Instagram name.
Cool. All right. So now you guys know where to go find her. Anyway, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. You're awesome.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Thanks, guys. Please remember to like, comment, and share. Send this out to everybody that you know. The way that we go by spreading this message is through you guys to share. So thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.